Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. It is Friday, TGIF, yay yay Friday. Oh boy, which means probably overnight or going into tomorrow morning, something really major is going to be announced, as if the orange idiot standing at the Lincoln Memorial and threatening Persia with one big glow is not insane enough. Let's see how it goes. Especially since the trade court has ruled against the orange idiot's tariffs, saying that they're unlawful. And what he's done is he's now threatening. So the title I'm reading the BBC.com article. Felon, I'll just call him Felon because I refuse to say his name. Felon gives EU ultimatum deadline to approve trade deal with the US. Threaten much higher tariffs on the EU if the EU fails to drop its levies on the US to zero. Well, first of all, the US trade court has ruled that the tariffs are unlawful. You cannot dictate what another country can or cannot do, but if you threaten them and put tariffs on them, they're going to retaliate with tariffs back against you, levies back against you. All he's got is this threatening and bullying and carrying on. And then, of course, we had, 48 world leaders or representatives of world leaders meeting, and the US was not invited just the other day. So he's got nothing. He's got nothing. So you can imagine the ketchup against the wall since the US Trade Court ruled no. But what I want to actually have a look at in this particular reading, so there's a lot going on, and you can just imagine there's going to be insanity happening. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading is, and I'm reading NBCnews.com, on politics. The orange idiot asked the Federal Appeals Court on Tuesday to pause its ruling rejecting his challenge to EJean Carroll's defamation case. So basically, he's asked the Second US Circuit Court of Appeals in New York to halt its ruling. This is the appeals court, so he can present questions relating to the to presidential immunity and the Westfall Act to the High Court. Now we're talking to the High Court. This is talking about going to SCrOTUS. And I'll call them SCrOTUS because 6 out of the 9 of them are pretty much a wrinkly walnut sack. He's asked the Federal Appeals Court to pause their decision because I suspect if he loses that technically, then it cannot go to the Supreme Court. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Or it's the fact that it's not yet another loss to him. Now, he's seeking to invoke what's called the Westfall Act to switch out his name as the defendant and replace it with the United States. I cannot believe in a split vote in regards to the court that Federal Appeals Court where he tried to get this through. It was a split vote. I mean, it's a big no, but it was a split vote. But the majority denied the request to replace his name as the defendant with the United States. Now, the Westfall Act is designed to protect government employees from lawsuits such as defamation while they are engaged in official duties. So by changing the name of the defendant from the felon to the government, it would have nullified Carroll's defamation case, as the US government cannot be sued for defamation. This is just absolutely doing my head in because the action that he got sued for and the court case that found him guilty, neither of them took place while he was pres. or fake prez. Right. The felon's legal team wrote, there's a strong prospect the SCrOTUS will reverse the panel's Westfall Act decision. So this is what he's going to SCrOTUS for, not to overturn the defamation case, because he's lost that big time. But if the SCrOTUS overturns the replacement of the Orange Idiot's name in the defamation case with the United States, there is no case. Oh my goodness, trying to get your head around this is just absolutely doing my head in. So what I want to have a look at, right. The Justice Department said in a separate filing that it will ask the SCrOTUS to consider the felon's argument. That filing, signed by Assistant Attorney General Brett Shumate, which is obviously Trump's personal attorney under Blanche, because that's how it's been treated, said it finds good cause in Trump's request to pause the Second Circuit's ruling, as the federal government will ask the SCrOTUS to overturn the lower court and allow the felon's name to be removed as defendant. The three-judge panel of the Second Circuit rejected the appeal from the felon that was based on presidential immunity, because he was not president during the time of either the incident that he was charged for or the actual court case itself. He hasn't got a leg to stand on, but it's up to SCrOTUS. So, got this something new coming out that will bring an end, the world card. So whose side is SCrOTUS going to come down on? It's anybody's guess. I mean, the law is clear, really, really clear, but that does not mean that they're going to abide by it. They're sort of just making the rules up as they go along. It's just absolute insanity. And that's why I'm sort of, when I was talking the other day about narco becoming prez, and I got absolutely flogged about, oh no, the secession chain is, it makes no difference. If SCrOTUS decides, so we've got the King of Swords, legal action. If SCrOTUS decides, new beginning, and some sort of declaration coming out of the White House, or foolish declaration coming out of the White House. If SCrOTUS decides, be careful what you wish for, because whatever this brings with the world card, it's going to be absolutely abuse of power, betrayal, deceit, on behalf of the Orange Idiot, with the King of Coins there. If SCrOTUS decided to put narco in, the secession means nothing. SCrOTUS is a law unto its own. So please don't correct me on that. I know the line of secession. Felon, Shady, Little Mikey, and then what's his name? Grassley, I think it is, in the Senate. Doesn't matter. So I suspect, okay, so legal action being taken to try and this new journey announcement being announced out of to overturn dark money behind the scenes, those that feathered their nests. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. So I think in regards to this case, legal action being taken, strategy, new beginning, announcement out of the White House. That's what's happened. You've got Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, but be careful what you wish for, to bring this to an end, but is going to be seen so clearly as an abuse of power, a betrayal, a win at any cost, that even more are going to walk away from. This is not the end though, on behalf of the Orange Idiot. So I think from those cards, I think SCrOTUS are going to uphold it. But I've then got the Voters, the Moon card, seeing things differently, about pandering to pandering to the Orange Idiot, the Strength card, the walking away from the Emperor. Again, you just like, what is it going to take for people to wake up? But there's more of this. I think SCrOTUS are going to actually overturn the appeals court. Yeah, I do. Okay, let's have a look. Is SCrOTUS High Priestess? Yep. Is SCrOTUS? There's going to be backlash and infighting here. On the bottom, you've got the Tower card. Love it. But I'll leave that on the bottom for now. Let's have a look. The High Priestess. Absolutely. SCrOTUS are accountable to nobody. They have no ethics guidelines. They, in fact, the corrupt SCrOTUS ruled against having any ethics guidelines. Sorry, just sip of tea. So yeah, I do. I think they're going to rule against it. You've got this Five of Wands, this backlash and infighting that's going to come out of it because it is such a blatant abuse. At the foundation, you've got the King of Wands. That would be the ruling that comes out, the energy that they're stewing in. I'm assuming it's Robert's presenting the ruling, but this is fiery ruling. In the past, you've got trying to protect the guardrails, but it's in the past. The guardrails that kept the regime, the administration, to account. It's in the past. Okay, crowning this reading, Two of Swords. Thigh deep in the swamp. So the here and now is the ruling hasn't been made. It's pretty much telling me the ruling hasn't been made. But I think it's already been pre-decided. But the energy over it, thigh deep in the swamp, trying to block with the arms crossed, a pretense at a decision being made, but it's under the cover of this cloudy. Right, there's the Supreme Court itself in the immediate future. You've got the Ten of Cups, the Voters potentially, or it can simply be the end of happy family. Oh, and then there's the Ten of Swords. The Voters stabbed in the back again. Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords. One more, stab in the back. Right, hopes and fears, loss and regret. The outcome. A lot of information coming out very quickly. The Hermit, shining a light on the swamp, and the Strength card, and the walking away from the Emperor. Queen of Coins, King of Coins, the Emperor. Those that have in the abuse of power. The grifters in chief, the abuse of power, and the World, end of an era. You've got the Tower card on the bottom. The Tower card, the Eight of Coins, the Ten of Wands, the government, manipulation, trying to keep it under wraps, treason, and karma coming and biting them on the bum, coming from overseas. There is absolutely no accountability. This person, I won't even call it a man because he's just so vile, was not president when the incident took place. He was not president when the court case was decided. He was not president when the appeals were decided. He was not president. He has no immunity in regards to this case. It's also a state case. And if SCrOTUS rules in his favour, it's done. There will be no stopping until the people rise up. So let's have a look. I don't even want to have a look. I don't even know what to do. I just get the ruling. The ruling will be in favour of the orange idiot. It's going to be the most blatant abuse of power. There is an opportunity to do what is right. I don't think they're going to. When I'm talking they, I'm talking about those that come to an agreement behind the scenes with the Two of Cups to protect themselves. Oh, I just feel sickened by this, absolutely sickened. We've got the page of opportunity to do what's right. If I keep pulling off the top, you then got the 2 tens, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. It's over. It's over. It's done. Might as well walk away from any pretense of there being a democratic government, because they're not. The manipulation with the Magician, the big wake-up call with the Judgment card, Ace of Wands, something new, big new information coming out about the false victory. And then you've got the King of Swords, Jackie Smith, perhaps, hopefully, and the Fool, uncharted waters. Uncharted waters, about this gift from the past, as the secrets are revealed, brought to the light, revealed, nightmare situation, and a significant ending. The Death card. Death by the voters or death for voting? Because you've got the voter and the 10 of Swords. If SCrOTUS rules in favour of the orange idiot in regards to this, there is just not even the pretense of the US being a democracy. A lot of you have been asking me about the midterms, if this is not brought under control, even if there's a big vote, what's to stop them going to SCrOTUS and getting everything overturned for a dictatorship? Because that's pretty much what they're doing. I hope there is outrage over this. There needs to be outrage. There needs to be pitchforks and tiki torches. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. What an awful way to lead into a weekend. I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be something going down. In the meantime, in my post section, latest photos of, latest photo of Nyx, the goddess of the unknown, hiding in her cardboard box. Love to you all. Deep breath. Catch you later.